My family always believed success should be loud. Big houses, expensive clothes, constant reminders of who was doing better than whom. I never played that game. At family gatherings, I was the quiet one. No flashy watch, no stories about business deals or vacations. I drove an old truck and wore the same jacket I'd owned for years. They called it simple. Sometimes they called it sad. Behind my back, and occasionally to my face, they joked that I hadn't amounted to much, that military service was honorable, sure, but not exactly profitable. I didn't argue. In the service, you learn early that not every insult deserves a response. The jokes grew louder when my sister announced her engagement. Her fiancé was successful, well-spoken, and clearly impressed with himself. At the engagement dinner, the table buzzed with conversation about money, careers, and future plans. Then someone turned to me. "So," they asked, politely, smiling, "what are you doing these days?" I answered simply, "I'm still serving." A few chuckles followed. Someone whispered that I must still be struggling. Another joked that I probably couldn't afford dessert. I stayed quiet. They didn't know where I'd been. They didn't know what I'd carried. They didn't know that some careers don't reward you with noise, but with trust. Years earlier, I had joined the Air Force after the Army. Long missions, longer silences, responsibilities measured not in profit, but in lives. I had flown aircraft most people only saw in documentaries, planes that never made headlines, jets that moved before the world knew why. But I never talked about it, because you don't talk about things you're entrusted to protect. Dinner continued. Then my sister's fiancé leaned back in his chair and smiled. He had just returned from a work trip overseas, a military chartered flight. He said something casually, not knowing what it would do to the room. He said, "Funny thing," he looked at me. "I heard your name mentioned at the airbase. They said one of the jets parked there belongs to you." The table went silent. Someone laughed nervously. He shook his head. "No, I'm serious. They said it's assigned to you, a long-range military jet." I didn't correct him. I didn't explain, because the truth was simpler than they imagined. It wasn't my jet. It was my responsibility. The room shifted. Eyes studied me differently now, not with curiosity, but with recalculation. I finally spoke. "I don't own it," I said. "I fly it when the country needs me to." No one laughed after that. My family didn't suddenly applaud. They didn't apologize, but they understood something they hadn't before. Success isn't always visible. Some people build wealth. Others are trusted with national responsibility. In the military, you learn this early. You don't measure worth by what you show. You measure it by what you're trusted to carry. I left that dinner the same way I arrived, quietly. But for the first time, they didn't mistake silence for failure.